The bigger story no one tells. Is Rothschild really Robin Hood? The Rothschild family, originating from Germany, is one of the most influential banking dynasties in modern history and has been described as rooted in the Teutonic Order, the third order of the Knights Templar of Jerusalem, associated with Orthodox Judaism. The Teutonic Order handled financial matters among the three Jerusalem-based orders, and its origins are further traced in a symbolic and historical sense to Judas Iscariot, the Jew from the tribe of Judah, who, according to religious texts, was entrusted by Jesus and the 11 other apostles with managing their finances. Although Judas was regarded as a thief by the ruling authorities in Roman-occupied Israel, in the context of that situation, he can instead be seen as representing the core values of Israel. Though viewed as dishonest by the status quo, his actions, in light of that same situation, ultimately served a greater good. This helps explain why Jesus and the other apostles entrusted him with managing their finances. The apostles, including Judas, along with others from Israel, later spread westward as Christianity took hold in Europe during and after the fall of the Roman Empire. In early Frankfurt, Meyer Amschel Rothschild, son of Moses Rothschild, laid the foundation of the Rothschild family's banking legacy. He had 5 sons, each given an arrow on the family's red shield, Rothschild meaning red shield in German. The bundled arrows in the family's red shield symbolize unity, strength, and cooperation, highlighting the strength that comes from standing together. As his sons came of age, he sent each of them to major European cities to establish financial influence across the European continent. On his deathbed, he urged them to remain united, to support one another in difficult times, and to stand strong together, no matter what. Within conservative Christian Europe, the Rothschilds were often viewed with suspicion. They were seen as shrewd and highly skilled in financial matters, and therefore as a growing threat to the established aristocratic order. At times, the Rothschilds were labeled as hoods, a term implying rogues or thieves, and the name Robin was placed before hoods as a reference to the common man, an aristocratic way of conveying the idea of a simple thief. One of the 5 sons, Nathan Meyer Rothschild, expanded the Rothschild family's influence in the British Isles and took up residence near Sherwood Forest in Nottinghamshire, England. Due to the Rothschild family's extensive and rapidly expanding financial network and influence across Europe, Nathan received early news of Napoleon's defeat in 1815, ahead of the English establishment. Acting on this information, he moved strategically on the London Stock Exchange in a way that triggered market panic and decline, enabling him to acquire a controlling interest in the Bank of England at a low price and gain significant influence over the institution. From this perspective, the legend of Robin Hood emerges symbolically, a figure wielding his bow and arrows from Sherwood Forest against the Sheriff of Nottingham, against the establishment, a simple thief from the Jewish ghetto of Frankfurt who steals from the rich and, driven by a broader historical and religious motivation, gives to the poor. This idea is framed as a continuation and expansion of a pattern that began with the simple thief, Judas, who managed finances among the apostles. The Rothschild family's foothold in England and the British Isles contributed to the rise of the Bank of England as a central institution in modern finance, eventually shaping the global financial system as we know it today. This system has been described as operating under maritime law, as a form of financial piracy, and as an indirect or systemic transfer of wealth, viewed by some as unjust, even as theft, yet in a broader context portrayed as part of a gradual transition from an old aristocratic world toward a more communal one. In summary, Robin Hood, wielding his bow and 5 arrows, continues into modern times as an enduring symbol of hope and freedom. From the momentum gained through the Bank of England following Napoleon's defeat, the Rothschilds' financial influence continues to expand, and with it, a shift toward a more unified world remains ongoing. Wealth is redistributed from the rich, and ultimately the world is returned to the poor, fulfilling the biblical idea and Judas's loyalty to Israel and the Word of God. that the last shall be first, and the meek shall inherit the earth.